Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of the series. In this video and the final video of the series, I'm going to show you how to make a slap house style drop. If you have not checked out the breakdown and the build up, go check those out now. And now I will show you what I'm about to make for you. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to want to do is find a kick and clap. And now I know you guys hear this all the time of having to find good sample selections and stuff like that, but it is very important. And also it comes down to just trying a bunch of different samples and seeing what works for you, and also downloading decent packs where there are good samples and stuff like that. So for this song, I used a kick from my previous video and also the clap from the same video. Together, they sound like this. So next, we're going to add a hi-hat loop, which sounds like this, which is also from a previous video of mine. We're going to place that in the second 8 bars, just to make the second 8 a little more dancier. And on top of that, we're going to add a downlifter, which sounds like this. So now we're already bringing that energy to the track. So an important thing to note is that you want your first 8 bars to be pretty dry. Then you want your second 8 to be a little more higher energy. So you can also take the clap away and just leave that bass line that we're going to add. But for this track, I'm going to keep the claps on with the whole entire track. The next thing we're going to do is add our bass line, which we want to keep the same bass line as our respace right here. We're going to take away some of these. And also the preset I'm using is from a previous video of how I made this very preset. You guys can check it out right here. I'm not going to make it in this video, but you guys can go check it out if you want to. So this preset sounds like this. And now I'm going to play around with a few notes and see what I can do. I think a very important thing to note is that there are patterns in slap house, and I think to differentiate yourself, you need to try new things and see what works and see what doesn't work. You got to fail in order to do something cool. So this is the bass line I just came up with. So one thing to note about the bass line is that it's a pattern. It's A, B, A, B. We want to keep some sort of pattern to keep it interesting to the listener's ear. Otherwise, it'll be a bunch of random notes. So like I said, I kept A, B, A, B. So I put this exact rhythm down here on the E, and I put this A onto this E as well. One more thing to note is that I have octave jumping right here. It just makes it interesting to the ear. So I'll play it to you without it. Sounds fine, but if we play it with it, makes it a little more interesting and gives it a little more touch. So now that we have that bass line, you guys can hear it's almost coming together already. All we have to do next is add a few more effects and the vocals, and we are done. So next I added these reverse bass shots, which sound like this. If you would like to achieve this yourself, very easy. All you have to do is highlight this, then go into your mixer, press record right here on the master, go to Alt-R, and then do start, and then voila, it'll pop out this bad boy. Then what you're going to do is press reverse. And then I like to add a volume automation right here just to sweep us into it. And you can make this volume automation unique, and then you can add different styles to it. So instead of sweeping it in normally, you can add this wave function, which I did right here, wave, and then it sounds like this now. Just to make it a little more different throughout the whole song. You don't want to overdo this, but just do it a little bit when you feel like it's needed. Next are some pitch bends, which sound like this. As you guys can tell, I didn't add too many of these because I feel like if you add too many of them, it gets really annoying. And that goes with the reverse basses and also the octave jumping. If you do it too many times, the listener will get tired of it. It'll just get too repetitive. I think a key thing to do is try to do a little bit of each. I wouldn't go too crazy on every single one, but do a little bit of each and see what works for you. So the last thing I like to do is add some effects to the last 4 bars of the bass line. So it sounds like this. just to wash it out a little bit and get us ready for the next 8 bars. What I used is a Serum Effects, which I automated the mix of the distortion phaser, the low cut EQ, and then the EQ of the distortion as well. As you can tell here, wet distortion, automating that, automating everything just to make it interesting. And do not copy these settings exactly for your song. Do what you want to do and do what feels right for you. You can add this at the transitions of every 8 bars, every 4 bars, whatever you'd like. Now the last thing, actually the last 2 things, are going to be this vocal right here, which sounds like this from the build-up. And on top of that, I think it's important to pitch your vocals up and down to make it to fill out more frequencies of the spectrum. So this one I have 12 semitones lower. This one I have 12 semitones higher, which sounds like this. It gives it so much more character, and it makes it so much more interesting rather than just having one layer of vocals of that lead layer. And also, one last thing I decided to add is the string from the breakdown, which sounds like this. Just to give it more creepiness, whatever. And I think it just sounds really good with the entire drop. So guys, that is it for this video. If you guys enjoyed the whole series, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. If you guys want to see anything else, please also let me know in the comments. Please like the video and subscribe. And also, I will be playing the full entire drop from start to finish at the end of this video. So go check that out. And thank you for watching.